Hi there, I'm Kate. Thank you for joining me. Today I'm going to show you a beginner's iron-on project, and I'm going to make this very snazzy monogram bag. A great beginner's project and a really good way for you to learn how iron-on works. So let's get started. I'm going to start off by showing you on my computer here how to create the design in Design Space. So I'll click on New Project, and that takes us to a blank canvas. I'm going to click on text over here on the insert menu down the left hand side. It will be along the bottom if you're working from a tablet or a phone. And I'm going to click on text. I'm going to type a capital letter K and that will appear on my screen. Now I want to change the font, and I've got a font in mind, so I will click on my letter, and then up here, this is the edit menu along the top. If you're working from a tablet or a phone, you will need to look for edit along the bottom of your screen. Under font, I'm going to click the drop down, and as you can see, there are loads of different fonts to choose from. The font that I would like to use today is called Astoria, so I can type that into the search bar and up it comes. I'll select that font, and you can see that my letter K on the screen is now the font that I've chosen. I just need to change the size. So again, on the canvas, if I highlight my letter K, I can either drag the arrows in the corner to make it the size that I would like, or I can be really precise, and when the letter is highlighted, I can go up to the edit menu up here and I can type in what size I would like it to be. I think about 8.5 centimeters today. You may need to check that you're working in imperial or metric. To do that, if you go up to these three lines up here and then go down to settings, again, if you're working on the app, that will be along the bottom. And then here you can choose whether you'd like to work in imperial or metric, just to make sure the size is exactly what you need it to be. Okay, so we're good to go. I can now click on Make It, and that will take us to this mats page here. Now, a really important thing to note whenever you're working with iron-on is that you must have the mirror option here selected. And what that does, as you can see, is it mirrors our design on the mat. It's really important to remember to do that. Don't worry, everybody who's made an iron-on project has forgotten at some point. So we've all been there, but just try and always remember to click that option whenever you're doing an iron-on project. Okay, we can click on Continue. When your device has detected your machine, your first job is to choose which material you're going to be using. If you click on Browse All Materials here, and then on this drop-down, select Iron-On, all of these different iron-on options will appear. I'm going to be using glitter iron-on today, so I will select that one. On number 2, it tells us that we need the fine point blade loaded. And there's a little reminder up here just to make sure that we've got mirror turned on. And then it's telling us to press go. But before we do that, we need to fix our iron-on onto our mat. I have peeled off the protective layer from the mat. So I'm going to take my piece of iron-on. I've just cut it to the right size that I need it to be. And then I'm going to position it in the top left-hand corner of the mat. Importantly, the shiny side of this piece of iron-on is facing down and the matte side is facing up. It's always a really good idea to firmly stick your iron-on onto your mat using a brayer, this roller tool. I just find it makes it attach it much more firmly and also eliminates any air bubbles as well. When you're happy that your iron-on is stuck to the mat, it's ready to feed the mat into the machine. So position your mat underneath the two little clips either side. Make sure it's pushed right in and it's really square into your machine. When you're happy, you can press the flashing cricket button on your machine. When your machine's finished cutting, you can press the flashing arrow button and then your design will be pushed out of your machine. The next thing you need to do is peel your design from your iron-on off your mat. And the best way to do this is to turn the mat over and carefully peel the mat from your design so that your design stays nice and flat. Whoop. Then straight away, pop the protective cover straight back on your mat, just to preserve it as much as possible. Our next job is to weed the design. So that means removing any of the bits that you don't need, so any of the negative parts of your design. And for that, you need your trusty weeding tool. So what I'm going to do is catch a corner of the iron-on, and I'm working on the matte side here. So the carrier sheet, the shiny side, is underneath, and the matte side, so the back of our iron-on sheet, is on the top. You need to make sure that you hook it under on a portion of your design that you don't need, and then carefully start peeling it back, and you should see your design staying firmly put on the carrier sheet. Carefully pull it back. There we go. That's our weeded design ready to go onto our blank. Because iron-on is heat activated, we're going to need the Cricut Easy Press at this point, and it's also a really good idea to use a heat mat. It makes a really big difference in how your iron-on bonds onto your fabric. You're also going to need your blank. I'm using this lovely cotton canvas bag for this project. So first of all, I'm just going to use the lint roller to make sure that there aren't any bits of stray thread or dirt or dust. Then I've checked on the Cricut Heat Guide to see what temperature and setting I need to apply a glitter iron-on project onto a cotton base. And so I know that I need to use a temperature of 165 or 330 degrees, and I need to hold it on there for 30 seconds. First of all, we need to preheat our base for 5 seconds. Once the base is preheated, you can pop your design onto your bag like that. Make sure your bag is still on your heat mat. And then take your Easy Press, pop it down and press the green button for 30 seconds. If you type Cricut Heat Guide into your browser, you'll see the temperature and the length of time and all the settings that you need for whatever material and base layer that you're using. Right, our 30 seconds is up, so I can remove the Easy Press from my project. I just need to let it cool a little, and then I can peel off the protective sheet and we'll be done. There we go, I think we're ready to peel it off now. I love glitter iron-on. It has to be my absolute favourite iron-on material. It just looks so sparkly. There we go, ta-da! Doesn't that look brilliant? Such an easy project, and I think you'll agree, so effective. I hope you've enjoyed watching. Good luck with your own projects, and don't forget to watch our other videos for lots more ideas of how to use your Cricut machine. Bye-bye!